What is going on, everybody? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and here we are, Saturday. It's cold, wet, and rainy here in North Carolina. Starting to feel like the holidays just a little bit, but now we got to talk about some Week 12 starts and sits. Gonna let a few people get here in the chat. It has been a crazy, crazy weekend. I'm talking like I've gotten a lot of hate the past couple days, more than I'm probably used to here this season. Nobody really liked the Amari Cooper take because apparently he decided to play football this weekend. But hey, I haven't liked him all year. If I get it wrong a couple times, I'm going to get it right more times than not. So hey, it happens. Hopefully everybody's having a good holiday weekend like I said out there. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody's able to move after eating all that food. It's been a good weekend. Hopefully you all enjoying it also. But we're going to get into a lot of start-sit questions today, trying to answer as many as we possibly can here, probably in the next hour. I got about an hour till about 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Try to answer as many questions as possible. And yes, the Let It Flow helmet's ready to go. We'll be doing that at least once here in this show. But let's get into some questions. Jake B. telling everybody to leave a like. Hey, I appreciate that. Looking out for me. I appreciate that. WCU Metalhead, North Carolina represent. Are you in North Carolina? It's cold. It's cold here today. Cold and rainy. Feels like the holiday season. What do I think about Cooper going forward? I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of questions about this. Now, the biggest thing, and if you watched the show last week, if you've watched me on RotoBaller, I say the same thing. It's not that I don't think the guy has talent. He's a very talented wide receiver. The problem is he hasn't had consistent quarterbacks, and he hasn't put up consistent numbers. It's not that he's not good. I've never said once that he's like a horrible wide receiver. It's that you can't count on him consistently every single week. He'll have a week like this, kind of like he did earlier in the season, and then next week he'll come up and put out like 4 for 42. It's just not something where you can throw him in your lineup and kind of forget about it. He's not that type of wide receiver. He's going to frustrate you a lot and give you a lot of gray hair and make your hair fall out, from time to time. It's just the type of player he is. If you like him, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're going to be all over that bandwagon this week. But next week, if he struggles, do you stay on the bandwagon or do you hop off? That's a question you got to ask yourself. Avery Holmes, I see you and I appreciate you. Jameis Winston or Phillip Rivers? I mean, at this point of the fantasy season, playoffs are getting close. Playoffs are on the line for a lot of people this week. If I had to put it on the shoulders of one quarterback, do I trust Jameis Winston or do I trust Phillip Rivers? I trust Phillip Rivers a lot more. Who's to say that Jameis doesn't go out and throw another 3 picks in the first quarter, and then they go back to Fitzpatrick? I mean, there's just too many questions with that Tampa Bay offense. If I had to choose, definitely going Phillip Rivers. It's a tougher matchup. That secondary in Arizona is improved. But yeah, I'm not trusting Jameis for nothing with playoffs on the line. What else we got? Let's see. Juju or T.Y., Ray Allen's jumper. And we all know that Ray Allen's jumper's smooth. Juju or T.Y., I like both this week, actually. I mean, if there was one that I had to choose, I think I'd go T.Y. slightly. They throw the ball an absolute ton in Indianapolis. He should be the top target there. Definitely both great options, though. I mean, Juju's been one of the most consistent wide receivers so far this year. T.Y. may have a little bit slightly higher ceiling. So really depending on your roster, how much risk are you willing to take? Personally, I like T.Y. a little bit more this week. Let's see. Michelle or Chubb? Bertha, definitely going Chubb. Definitely. Love Chubb. Michelle is going to be one of my starts of the week, so it's not that I don't like Michelle, but Nick Chubb is almost borderline a must start every single week. He's a little bit higher up that rank. Max M, I see you. I appreciate you. Larry Fitzgerald or DJ Moore? Awesome channel. Well, thank you, Max. I appreciate that. Fitz is going to be safer, right? Larry Fitzgerald is somebody you can throw in your lineup. He's just going to be a safe play. His ceiling may not be as high as somebody like a DJ Moore anymore, now that he's, 316 years old. But he's definitely the safer play. He's who I would put in my lineup at this point of the season. DJ Moore has that ability, though. If you want to take a gamble, if you want to gamble on the big game, DJ Moore is probably your guy. Just depends how much risk you're willing to take. Drake or Richard in PPR for Josh Smith? I appreciate you. I can't trust Drake at all, really, right? I mean, this is just something where he may not even touch the ball, 8 to 10 times a game anymore. Jalen Richard is not exactly exciting to put in your lineup, but as far as a PPR league, he should probably get you a safe floor of right around 8 to 10 points. Nothing too flashy, but if I had to choose, I'd go Richard. Brandon Frank, appreciate you, my friend. Welcome to the live show. You got Lamar Jackson or Wentz. That's a tough one right there. Brait or Ingram. And then you need one wide receiver in flex out of Diggs, Gordon, Lindsey, and Kiki in a full point PPR. All right, we got a lot going on here. Start over at the top. Lamar Jackson or Carson Wentz? I mean, is it crazy that we're actually debating this? I mean, a couple weeks ago we would have said this is Wentz, hands down. And now Wentz has a bad game and everybody's a little bit worried. I think I'm still a little bit safer with Carson Wentz. Lamar Jackson's going to struggle in the passing game, and you'll have to rely solely on his rushing yards, and that kind of worries me a little bit. Carson Wentz would be my choice there. Brait or Ingram? I'm going Brait. Now with Winston back under center, Ingram hasn't done anything consistently to really deserve to be put in the lineup every single week. And then out of a one wide receiver and a flex, you can't sit Diggs. I mean, Diggs has got to be a must start. Josh Gordon is somebody who I like this week a lot. It's really hard to sit Phillip Lindsay. If it were me, I'm going with Diggs and Lindsay. I think Lindsay is a little bit safer. Diggs has that high ceiling, gives you a little bit best of both worlds right there. That's what I would do. Appreciate you, Brandon. Salty Reefer back in the live show. How's it going, my friend? Got Wilson, Watson, Rivers. Who the heck is Wivers? Wilson, Watson, Rivers. That's kind of like a tongue. You did that on purpose. Get 1 point per completion. Interesting. Dalvin Cook or DJ Moore. That's tough. First of all, for the quarterback, I think, like I said, your safest play may be Rivers. But if for me personally, the way that the offense has been moving lately, man, that's tough because I want to say Russell Wilson. I mean, I think Russell Wilson still has that upside while Watson's been inconsistent. I still think Rivers is the safest for you there, Salty. He's probably the one with the safest floor, the highest floor for you. If you want to gamble a little bit, I still think Russell Wilson has a great game. He's been on a roll here as of late. Dalvin Cook or DJ Moore? DJ Moore is somebody who I really believe in, but we've believed in him before and he's disappointed. Dalvin Cook really hasn't been able to get going. I do see them trying to get that run game going this week, though. If it were me, if I have a lot of risk in my lineup, if there's a lot of guys with some bad matchups, I'm probably going to stick with Dalvin Cook and try to play it safe. Maybe hope for a goal line carry or two. DJ Moore's a little bit more risky, does have the higher ceiling, but personally, I'm going to roll out Dalvin Cook and play it a little bit safe there. All right. Anna Ingvardson, how you doing out there? You got Mahomes on a bye, which absolutely is horrible at this time of the year. Lamar Jackson or Mayfield? Personally, I like Baker Mayfield a lot more this week. Nothing against Lamar Jackson, but like I said a little bit earlier, he's just so reliant on his rushing ability and getting those rushing yards that he may not produce a whole lot through the air, and that's always a risk. Personally, I'm going to say Baker Mayfield there. Also, Indy versus Miami or Minnesota versus Green Bay. Give me Indy versus Miami there. Miami gets Ryan Tannehill back, but really, who cares? Indianapolis' defense is way underrated, playing a lot better here as of late. Hakeem Grant's not going to be there. There's a lot of injuries on the Miami side of the football. I definitely like Indy a lot better than Minnesota, who I do like the defense against Minnesota, but going up against Green Bay, it's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers. Brandon Blevins, Melvin Gordon injury hurts you a lot. Absolutely. This has kind of been a shock right here, end of the week. All this stuff coming up about Melvin Gordon. Here's a chance. There's a really, really, really good chance that he does not play this week. So if you have him, start making a plan because there's a chance that you're not going to have him this week. Hopefully you can get Austin Eckler. If you don't have Austin Eckler, you're going to have to scavenge the waiver wire and hope to find somebody else. Organic Fudd, welcome. Sanders, Tate, Breida, Edelman. Pick 2. Edelman's going to be my number 1 choice there. He's a must start there for me out of those choices. And that pretty much brings it between Sanders and Breida for the other pick. Give me Breida. Give me Breida against an easier Tampa Bay defense in a PPR league. Breida and Edelman, I think, are 2 pretty safe plays right there. That's who I would choose for my team. Jason Cummins, appreciate you also. Pick 3 out of David Johnson, Lindsey White, Carson Johnson, and Sony Michel. Wow, that's a lot. And I think I'm going to go with the first 3 on your list. Give me David Johnson, Phillip Lindsay, and James White. Nothing really against Chris Carson. He's been productive. I really hope that James White can keep it going, at least for this week. I know Rex Burkhead, there's a chance he's coming back. And if you're going to go with White, you don't want to start both Sony and White. White has been one of the top running backs in all of football, PPR-wise. It's kind of hard to sit him. Let's make sure that he's past that area of huge production before we start throwing him on the bench. Grant Christopher, we'll let it flow here in a little bit, my friend. Malik1227 says, what's up, Jake? What's going on, Malik? Do you start Jack Motherfucking Doyle or Cameron Brate? And then you got Sony Michel or Austin Eckler in a half-point PPR. Okay, well, for the first one, you got Jack Motherfucking Doyle or Cameron Brate. Personally, I still think Jack Doyle is a little bit safer. He would be who I would choose this week. It is kind of hit and miss with him and Ebron, and there's a lot of other weapons there in Indianapolis to deal with. But personally, Jack Doyle would be my choice here for this week. And then as far as Sony Michel or Austin Eckler, right now, as of today, it's Sony Michel. Now, if it comes that Melvin Gordon is ruled out and is not going to play at all, I would almost want to put Austin Eckler up there above Sony Michel. He's somebody who could get a ton of volume in a great matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Frank Dickman, how we doing, Frank? You got Duke Johnson or Gus Edwards? Thoughts on Jake Kumaro? All right, first of all, Duke Johnson or Gus Edwards. It doesn't say if it's a PPR league or not. I'm going to say that if it is a PPR league, Duke Johnson has a crazy high ceiling. I still think Gus Edwards may be the safer play with Lamar Jackson under center. He's going to be somebody who has a solid floor, especially if Alex Collins sits. If Alex Collins sits, I'm going to go Gus Edwards. If Alex Collins does play, whether it's limited or not, and it's a PPR league, I'm going to hedge back towards Duke Johnson a little bit. He's going to be a focal point in this passing offense going forward. We've seen it the past few weeks before the bye week. He's definitely a great play. Luke Skyraptor, I see you. I appreciate you. Awesome name, by the way. Vic Shand, appreciate you. So you need a wide receiver 2 and a flex out of Landry, Jeffrey, Adams, and Kiki. Oh, you know what? I forgot the second half of that question before. Thoughts on Jake Kumaro? I've totally forgot about you there, Frank. This is like a huge gamble. I think the kid has an opportunity, absolutely, 100%. But do I want to rush out there if he's on the waiver wire, pick him up and start him? Not exactly. I know there's going to be an opportunity in that offense for him, but I'm not so quick to try to catch lightning in that bottle. That's a little bit deep. Now, maybe if you're in a crazy deep league, like a 16-team league, it's worth a shot. But to me right now, it's just too early. All right, now we can go back. Let me go back to him here. All right, Vic, your question was Landry, Jeffrey, Adams, or Kiki, and we need 2 of them. Landry is a must for me out of this group. That leaves us between Jeffrey, Josh Adams, and Kiki. As of right now, I'm leaning towards Alshon Jeffrey. They're going to have to get that offense moving here in Philadelphia, and they're going to have to do it quickly. Jeffrey's going to be the top target in that offense outside of Zach Ertz. He's definitely got a nice upside. Josh Adams, he's still got to deal with Clement and Wendell. Don't tell me I have Smallwood. Kiki, you can't seem to get off the injury report. If he's a full go, he's kind of a safe play. It's just he's one of those game time decisions. As of right now, Landry and Jeffrey would be my choices. Joe Camel, what's going on there, Joe? Freddie Kitchens said in his presser on the 23rd that the Browns will come out of the wishbone 40 to 50 times this week. Over-under on Chubb, 25 carries. It's going to be very close to that 25. I'm going to say under, but it's not going to be by very much. I think Nick Chubb is somebody who rest of season is a must-start every single week. Should see a ton of work. Absolutely, Joe. You hit it right there on the head. Plus, I think you're in Cleveland, right? You know the answers to these, Joe. But yeah, no, I love me some Chubb rest of season. John Tupo. We got Eckler or Duke Johnson in a PPR. QT or more? Well, it really depends. If Melvin Gordon plays, then I'm going to go Duke Johnson. If Melvin Gordon sits, then I go Austin Eckler. Kind of need to pay attention to that game flow or what they announce with Melvin Gordon. As of right now, to me, it sounds like he probably will not play. QT or more? Same thing with QT. Can't stay off the injury report, right? He would be the safer play, in my opinion, as long as he's a full go and they list him as a active for tomorrow. Kiki QT would be my choice just because of his safe floor. DJ Moore is a little bit risky, super high ceiling, but just more of a gamble. Appreciate y'all. Brandon Blevins, You're already in the playoffs. Well, congratulations at 9-2, so I can afford to lose. So I say rest him so I can have him for the fantasy playoffs starting next week. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I want to make sure you're a full go for the fantasy playoffs. Got to get you guys some championships out there, that's for sure. 100% for sure. All right. Josh Smith, you got Gus Edwards or Lamar Miller in PPR. I can't really make myself choose Lamar Miller here. I'm going to go Gus Edwards because I think that even if Alex Collins plays, it's going to be highly limited. And with Lamar Jackson under center, Gus Edwards has a lot more value. Give me Gus Edwards there, Josh. Thomas Olney. Kenny Stills or Elijah McGuire standard flex. Give me Elijah McGuire. I don't care if it's standard or PPR. Out of that option right there, Kenny Stills is just too home run dependent. He may only get 2 catches, but if they're not for a touchdown, you're going to be very disappointed. Elijah McGuire could be heavily involved in the offense this week, being that they're going to have to continue to throw the ball a lot to keep up with the Patriots. Appreciate you, Thomas. Patrick Hernandez. You have to choose between Tyler Boyd, MVS, or Adam Humphries for your wide receiver 2 slot. It really doesn't sound like A.J. Green's going to play. I mean, I think he's already listed as doubtful. So that kind of worries me about Boyd once again moving to that number 1 spot where he's kind of, struggled at times. But they do have a decent matchup against the Browns. MVS, bit everybody in the backside last week. Still think that he's involved in that offense, though. Adam Humphries, in my opinion, is the safest choice here. But he's got a limited ceiling, especially with Jameis Winston coming back. If it's me, I'm going Tyler Boyd for that possible upside and what could be a lot of offense going back against the Browns and the Bengals. So give me Tyler Boyd there. What else do we have? Stephen Katafi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Gus Edwards or Royce Freeman. Give me Gus Edwards. Dante McCringleberry telling everybody that you know that I love the Chubb. I can't hide it. What do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and lie about it? Can't do that. Let's go back up here. Nabil Ismail. Hopefully I didn't pronounce that wrong either. Full PPR, Tate versus Amendola. And then Djax versus Humphreys. This one to me is somewhat easier. I really liked Golden Tate last week, and he was the most productive Eagles wide receiver. The problem was he wasn't very productive in general. None of them were. Still, though, give me Golden Tate there for the wide receiver. I'd rather have that upside, that possibility at more volume. Amendola's been, successful this year, but now Tannehill comes back, and how does that change? Djax or Humphreys, give me Humphreys, 100%. I think he's the safer play there. Definitely somebody who's going to see more volume. All right. Persaudis is ill. Did I say it right? I mean, I tried. I've been really trying. I see you down in there. Appreciate you. Wilson or Roethlisberger? If Gordon starts, would you start both him and Eckler in case he's limited or they pull him mid-game, currently Boyd in the flex? No, I would not start both of them to answer your question because there's always that possibility that maybe he does play, but he's somewhat limited and they both kind of split carries and you don't get huge production out of either one of them. Personally, your first question, Wilson or Roethlisberger? I mean, it's really hard to sit Roethlisberger right now. I mean, I've kind of not been too high on that bandwagon. He's been productive, so I'm going to stick with Ben Roethlisberger there. Even though they're going to be on the road, he still seems to be highly productive. Wilson has a great floor. I mean, he's a safe play. I don't think either one of these guys is a bad choice. Personally, this week, I go Roethlisberger. And no, I would not start Gordon or Eckler. Keep an eye on it. I have a feeling they're going to rule out Gordon here at some point, probably by tomorrow morning. Keep an eye out on that, but I would not start them both there. I'd keep Boyd in the flex. Willie Cheney, I see you. I appreciate you. DJ Moore or Djax, Kiki QT or Josh Adams. First question, DJ Moore or Djax? Definitely going DJ Moore. Deshaun Jackson's been on and off the injury report. Home run dependent, not a lot of volume. Jameis Winston back, not on that bandwagon. Give me DJ Moore. Kiki or Josh Adams in a PPR. As long as Kiki is healthy and he's listed as an active participant tomorrow, Kiki I think is your safer play. He's going to see the volume, and in a PPR league, that could be king. Josh Adams still has Clement and Smallwood there to deal with. So until they give him a full workload, he's somewhat limited on his upside. Michael Griffin. What's going on, Michael, out there? I see you. Yeah, good afternoon. You got Brady, Mullins, or Mayfield in a PPR, DJ Moore or Goodwin. And you're welcome. I appreciate you. So first question, we got Brady, Mullins, or Mayfield? Did we ever think that we would have Nick Mullins and Tom Brady in a debate of which one to start? I don't think anybody could have seen that one coming at all at any point this year. I really expect the New England Patriots offense to take a step forward this week. Coming out of the bye week, it's the end of the season. At the end of every season, they try to make this late season push to get into the playoffs, making a run, go deep in the playoffs. At this point of the season, I can't go against Tom Brady. I'm going Tom Brady there, even though I do like Baker Mayfield this week. As far as DJ Moore or Godwin, give me DJ Moore. Or Goodwin. I think Goodwin's a solid option. The problem is you need that big play from Goodwin to get a decent day. If he doesn't score you that touchdown, you're highly disappointed because he just doesn't see the volume. To me, DJ Moore is the better play there, and I appreciate you. All right. Matt Galloway, letting it flow. Keep up the awesome. Hey, at least I know Mac's on my side. I got a lot of hate this week, Mac, for Amari Cooper. I got a lot of hate for Amari Cooper. That's all right, though. I can handle it. All right. Hold 1 second. Let me scroll back up here. We got quite a few to go to. Next one, we got Nick Brennan. Gus or Boyd, full point PPR now that Green is out. I'm still thinking Gus is a safer play. If you want to play it safe, you go Gus Edwards. If you want to gamble a little bit, if you want to hope that Tyler Boyd can really take advantage of this wide receiver one slot, then he's your gamble play. Personally, though, I'm playing it safe and going Gus Edwards right there. Robert Payne, DJ Moore, Josh Adams, or MVS in your flex. That's tough because none of them are for sure for you. Being that it's a PPR league, I'll go with the guy who could see the most volume. Give me DJ Moore. He's somebody who in that offense they really need to rely on. He had 2 bad weeks and 2 good matchups, but I'm kind of going to take those ones away from him and think going forward that the Panthers, if they want to get on a winning streak, they're going to have to put that offense through DJ Moore. Give me DJ Moore right there, Robert. Susan Johnson, Watson or Winston in a PPR? Those are 2 highly inconsistent, but give me Deshaun Watson. I don't trust Jameis Winston in Week 12 of anything. Breida, Michelle, McGuire, CMC, Barber. You need 2 of them. All right, well, CMC is an absolute must. Second one is going to be between Michelle and Breida. You want to play it safe, you go with Breida, especially since it's a PPR league. If you want to gamble a little bit, and like I said, I expect this Patriots offense to take a step forward, then Michelle is your pick there, Susan. I appreciate y'all. Salty Reefer backing here. I see you. Appreciate you. I have Kelsey on a bye. I know that hurts. Someone dropped Gronk. Why would somebody drop Gronk? Would you pick up Gronk and start him this week and next week stick Gronk in at flex rest of season? First question, yes. Go pick him up ridiculously fast. Do I think he's going to be somebody that you can say he's a must-start rest of season? He's been too injury-prone to say that. But definitely pick him up and start him this week. We know he's playing this week. Right? So I mean, that's all we can handle is just this week, this 1 week in front of us. Grab him quickly. I don't know why anybody would drop him now, but it is what it is. Let's see. Jacob Snarsky. How you doing, Jacob? I see you in the comment section every once in a while. I appreciate your support, man. We got a half-point PPR. Duke Johnson or DJ Moore? Personally, I'd like DJ Moore a little bit better. Duke Johnson may be slightly safer, but he's more dependent on large volume. To me personally, I gotta go with DJ Moore right there. As far as Patriots or Texans defense, let me see here. Let me see who I got a little bit higher. I'm going with the Texans D this week, being though the Tennessee Titans offense has sputtered majority of the season. Give me the Texans D right there. Let's see here. Let's see. You're welcome, Malik. I appreciate your all support out there. Hair. What's going on, Hair? I need some of you. We got Cook, Aaron Jones, or Kiki. PPR, thumbs up, subs up. Hey, that's a cool one. Thumbs up, subs up. All right, so we got Cook, Aaron Jones, or Kiki. I don't know if you mean Dalvin or Jared Cook, so I'm going to assume you mean Dalvin because Jared Cook wouldn't be in the mix. So I'm going to say Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, or Kiki. Do you love me? Personally, right there, it sounds absolutely crazy, but I'm leaning towards Dalvin Cook. I just don't like the matchup for Aaron Jones this week. I know he's been killing it lately, but he's had some good matchups. He's had the work in the passing game. This is a no-joke defense in Minnesota. Aaron Jones worries me this week. If you start him, just kind of limit your expectations. Dalvin Cook, I expect to have a better game this week. Kiki just can't stay off the injury report. If this dude could stay healthy, he could be a PPR stud. Something similar to like a Julian Edelman type player. He just can't stay healthy. As of right now, I'm leaning towards Dalvin Cook right there for you, Hare. And if it's not Dalvin Cook, and for some reason it is Jared Cook, then you go Kiki. Thumbs up, subs up. I like that. I might end up using that. Susan Johnson, I see you and I appreciate you. Hopkins, Brown, or DJ Moore? 100%. I don't know. I'm guessing that's John Brown, because if you have Hopkins and Antonio Brown, they both need to be starting somehow. If it's John Brown, definitely Hopkins. He plays every single week. I don't care if he has one leg, half of his head is shaved, whatever it is, DeAndre Hopkins starts. Beto Barragon. It says, great channel. Appreciate that. I have QT Fitzgerald or DJ Moore this week in a standard league. I still think Fitzgerald is the safest option there. I love Larry Fitzgerald this week. He's actually one of my starts of the week, and I'm going to go with Fitz. Let's see. EMS 930 says, continue to start Ingram with timeshare rest of season. Also have Fournette, Cook, Mack, Carson. I mean, it was one of those weird games, right? With the Saints, everybody scored touchdowns except for Kamara, Ingram, Michael Thomas. That's not going to be the normal. It's definitely going to be every once in a while they're going to have to try to keep the defenses true, and the defenses are going to focus on Ingram, Kamara, Thomas. That's going to leave all these other guys with either single coverage or in some of these cases, like last week, no coverage. They're going to have to do that and use those guys every once in a while. I'm not abandoning Mark Ingram just yet. Paul Senzig. What's up, Paul? I see you out there all the time. You got Sutton, MVS, Shepard in a full PPR. In a full point PPR, I still think Shepard may be slightly safer, in my opinion. MVS has that low floor that we kind of saw last week. Sutton is somebody who is very big play dependent. He doesn't get the volume. He may only end with 3 catches. He may get 55, 65 yards, but he just doesn't have that volume. Sterling Shepard is somebody who's produced that volume before, hasn't quite much as of late, but he's somebody that the Giants already came out and said they want to make a push here end of season just to try to make it respectable. So give me Sterling Shepard right there. He would be my choice. What else do we have? Ugly Dude throwing out a Big Mac, some fries, and a pitcher of beer. Thanks, Ugly Dude. Appreciate you. AP. Michelle, White, Lindsey, or Breida, and you need 2 of them. I mean, I had Michelle as a must-start, but there's some good options here. I think James White still has to be a must-start, right? He's still ranked inside the top 10 in PPR leagues. And until that production drops off, I can't abandon James White yet. He's produced all year long. So give me James White. If we're going with White, then we're not going to go with Michelle. I don't want both of them from the same team. So we have White, and then either between Lindsey or Breida, which I like both. I mean, there's really good choices. I think Breida may be a little bit safer there in a good matchup. If you want to kind of gamble a little bit, though, for that higher ceiling, then Phillip Lindsay's your choice. Let's see, what else do we have? Hey, did everybody have a good Thanksgiving out there? Yeah, everybody enjoy some turkey? Turkey, ham, whatever you had. Turducken, whatever. Let's see, what else do we have? Appreciate you also, Dustin. Evan Ingram or Jared Cook, money Goff. Man, is neither an option. Because I really want to say, I mean, Jared Cook started off great. He's very inconsistent. That has to do with that whole offense there. Evan Ingram has the talent, but just doesn't get the looks. If it were me, personally, I go Evan Ingram and just cross my fingers, close my eyes, and not watch the game. Because it may give you, mild acid reflux. 100% probably. I mean, more than likely your hair will turn gray and you'll get heartburn. Joe Camel, what's up? I think I'm underestimating Duke this week. The Cincinnati defense is hot garbage, that I'll give you. And he will be on the field in that wishbone package a lot. OHIO. I'm not underestimating Duke. I like Duke a lot this week. It really has to do with the other options that I'm being asked with. But Duke Johnson is definitely somebody who I think has a great week this week. I'm not down on Duke Johnson by any means. I for music. I didn't play Amari Cooper because of you. No. I mentioned what I thought of Amari Cooper. You didn't play him because you didn't put him in your lineup. I didn't submit your lineup. I got a lot of hate, trust me. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been hated on more on Thanksgiving than the Thanksgiving of 2008. I was getting everything shy of death threats because of Amari Cooper. The problem is last week when I told everybody to sit him and he went out and had, 3 for 36, I didn't have a whole lot of people saying thanks, though. That's kind of weird. Everybody's a fan this week, but they weren't last week. Cam or Roethlisberger for Project BA. That's how I can say this without getting flagged. Project BA, you got Cam or Roethlisberger. Really hard to go against Roethlisberger right now. I mean, the way he's playing, the way that offense is playing, they like to air it out a lot. Even with James Conner in the backfield, he's highly involved in the passing game. Give me Big Ben Roethlisberger there, but it's really close. It's really, really close this week. What else? I hear you, Tim. I think I probably had, and this is no joke, and this is just to give you guys an eye into this type of world. I bet you within the span of Thanksgiving night, from maybe, 3 p.m. to midnight, I bet you I had close to 1,500 notifications on my phone, more than half maybe about Amari Cooper. Now tell me how you'd enjoy your Thanksgiving with everybody saying how wrong you are every 3 seconds. It was a great Thanksgiving night. But you know what? Tune into the next week's show because it may be back again. Semimer1, what's going on? If Gordon sits, Eckler or Chris Carson? If Gordon sits, give me Eckler, especially in a PPR game. Great matchup against the Cardinals. He would become a must-start if Gordon sits. Let's see. Is Alex Collins worth playing Ezekiel? No, he's not. Find another option. Not this week. He's missed practice, been limited in practice. Not something where I would want to start Alex Collins this week. The man Dev, start Larry Fitzgerald since Woods is on bye. Good idea? Absolutely. He's one of my starts of the week. Love Larry Fitzgerald this week. Definitely somebody who's a very safe play week in and week out. Heck, look at last year. Right? Last week he had 2 catches. Everybody's like, man, only 2 catches. They were 2 touchdowns, so it made it a highly productive fantasy day. I hear you, Flex. It's a very thankless job. You never hear about being right, but you always hear about being wrong. That's all right, though. That's all right. Jamie Reyes, Standard League, Sony Michel or Matt Breida or Tyler Boyd. Give me Matt Breida right there if you want to play it safe. He's got the best matchup. We don't have to worry about anybody taking his job. Nobody really carries with. Matt Breida is the safest play there, in my opinion. Sony Michel is close, though. He's just more of a gamble. I really like Sony this week. Absolutely, but I think Breida is safer. Jake Moody, Nick Chubb, or Leonard Fournette? That's a great question. I like both of them a lot. I mean, is it crazy that I want to say Nick Chubb over Leonard Fournette? Because I kind of really want to. I mean, I know that would not be popular opinion, but I kind of really want to. I mean, Leonard Fournette, it's not a great run defense in Buffalo, but if they do anything right in Buffalo, it's play defense. It could be a tough day for Fournette, but the offense is going to go through him. Personally, if it was my team, I'm starting Nick Chubb. That's a gamble, though. I'm telling you, the safer play is probably Fournette. I'd like to gamble right there, though. Dante's getting mad at somebody. Dante McCringleberry out there yelling at somebody. Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady, Walter Rosales. Tom Brady. This is the time of year where I'd like to start Tom Brady coming off the bye week, needing to get the offense together. Some of the offensive pieces are back. Give me Tom Brady right there. Let's see. I hear you, Pete. I forgot about it by now. I just find it somewhat amusing. I figured I had to bring it up in this live show because starting next week, I'm going to forget about everything this week. We're starting all over again. Eric Hurt wants to talk about the bust of Royce Freeman. Now, do you mean the lack of production or like his physical bust? Because I'm not too into talking about other dudes like that. But if you're talking about the bust of production, yes. However, I am going to put this kind of out there as like a little asterisk. I don't think he's a bad running back. He hasn't really had the opportunity. He is definitely talented. I think Phillip Lindsay ate into whatever could have been his upside. I think if he ever had the chance to get a full 15 to 20 touches a game, Royce Freeman would be productive because the majority of the season he averaged over 5 yards a carry. The problem was he was only getting, 8 to 10 carries a game. Not a whole lot. But this season, we're going to have to kind of put that bust tag on him. But starting next year, possibly, if he can get the workload, I think Royce Freeman could be very productive in that offense. I just don't really see it right now because Phillip Lindsay has just been dominating that backfield. Rob Hayden, Jags or Bills? If you're asking about which defense to play, give me the Jags. They're both great plays this week. I think the Jags win the game. I think the defensive start there is better. Ty got the joke. Ty Justo got my joke. I don't know if anybody else did. Eli Manning or Lamar Jackson? Now we're starting to get there, Tim. We're starting to get to the point to where I hedge towards Lamar Jackson. Eli Manning has not been horrible at times, but right now with the upside of the rushing ability of Lamar Jackson, give me him this week. E-Rays, you're here, but late. Hey, better late than never, my friend. Corey Cooper, pretty please. Flex James White or Aaron Jones in a full PPR. Ingram busted for you. Yeah, Ingram busted for a lot of people. To me, James White is just somebody that we can't sit yet. We just can't sit James White yet. He's been a top 10 running back in PPR leagues all season long. Like I've mentioned here a few times, I expect this New England offense to come out firing as many shots as they can get to try to get some momentum. I still like James White a lot, and he would be my choice. What else do we got? Number 1, what's my thoughts on Duke Johnson? I kind of read the comment by Joe Camel a little bit earlier if you guys saw it. Now, Joe, I believe, and if he's out there, he can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he lives in the Cleveland area, and he's talking about all week long they're going to start running a lot more wishbone there, a lot more 2 running backs, a lot more Duke Johnson to be involved. I've liked Duke Johnson all year long. I'm pretty sure probably, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, I was telling everybody to go out there and make sure you have Duke Johnson. He's definitely somebody who's going to be a great play at times. He's finally starting to return on somewhat of an investment. I love Duke Johnson the rest of season. I think he's going to be a solid flex play here on out. Peyton Simmons, I see you. I appreciate you. Alshon or Jarvis, Sony or Duke? I'm going Jarvis there. Love the consistency probably this week. I expect Baker Mayfield to come out this week and try to put on a clinic. He's been playing great football here as of late. Before the bye week, a lot of people don't give him credit for that. As far as the running back, Sony or Duke, I don't know. Did you say if this was a PPR or not? No. If it's a PPR league, I lean slightly towards Duke. If it's a standard league, Sony Michel is somebody who I think has a great game this week. Someone who definitely has the touchdown upside if given the opportunity. And he would be my choice, say, for playing standard. Let's see. Michael Ibrahim, Winston or Dalton? Can't trust Winston right now, guys. I just can't do it. Playoffs are on the line. You got people, fighting for playoff spots. Even if you have the playoffs locked up, do you really want to trust the end of your fantasy season on the arm of Jameis Winston? If you can say yes to that, then you could start him. Personally, though, I don't know if I want to trust him at this point of the year. Can't do it. Deadly Lance Cannon, I appreciate you. Mr. Wombat, great name. I'm someone who started Cooper, LOL. Well, congratulations. Anyway, Vance McDonald or Cameron Brate, MVS, Gore, or QT at flex. Thanks and keep up the great work. Well, I appreciate you telling me to keep up the great work, seeing that you started Cooper when I told people that I didn't like him. But that's good for you. You got a huge advantage here right now. McDonald or Brate was the first choice that I had to go through, I believe. I'm still leaning a little bit towards Vance McDonald. I like Cameron Brate rest of season, but I think Vance McDonald has the better week this week. As far as your flex play, MVS, Gore, or QT? QT, as long as he's active and good to go, I think he's your safest option, 100%. If for some reason he's ruled out or inactive, I'm gambling and going MVS again. It's a tough matchup against Minnesota, but at least he's not the number one. Won't draw Xavier Rhodes. Definitely something where you're going to have to pay attention to the injury report, though, because QT would be my next best option there. Appreciate you. M. St. G, welcome to the live show, Zona in the House. Favorite fantasy football channel and YouTube channel by far. Well, that's by far even. It's not even just, barely. It's by far. And I appreciate you. Do I stack Baldwin with Wilson this week or put MVS Sanders Boyd or put in MVS Sanders Boyd or Kiki? Man. If it wasn't for Doug Baldwin's injury concerns, I would say abso-freaking-lutely. Personally, though, As much as I like Doug Baldwin, I don't know if I can suggest that to you. I would probably lean a little bit more towards Emmanuel Sanders as being my next best option there to go with Russell Wilson. I want to say Baldwin, but the injury concerns worry me. He would be my choice, though, Emmanuel Sanders, with Boyd coming in a close second. Appreciate you. Edmundo Salgado, drop Gus Edwards for MVS in a full PPR. No, hang on to Gus Edwards. Not unless you are desperate for a wide receiver, but if you are, there's probably multiple guys out there on waivers that you could pick up. Keep Gus Edwards if you can. Ezekiel Ganzone, appreciate you. Full PPR, Tate Sutton or Goodwin at flex. They all have risk. None of them are a home run. Personally, I think we kind of saw a little bit last week. I had Tate as a start last week, and he wasn't impressive. He was the best producing wide receiver for Philadelphia, but he wasn't overly productive, if that makes sense. I still think going forward, he has a safe floor, especially in a full PPR league, and Golden Tate would be my choice there. Joe Camel, when Kyle gives me crap about hashtag pooper, just bring up Michigan. We understand that Cooper is not reliable. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Thank you, Joe. And you better believe I have a whole list of things to bring up to Kyle, because I can almost guarantee you he is looking forward to our wide receiver show this week. Maybe more than I am, but I was looking forward to it last week, so it's only fair. It's only fair. But you're right, Joe. I think I've had him as a sit for the last 2 years, and I think I've only missed it on 4 or 5 occasions. So, I mean, that's a pretty good percentage. The pizza delivery boy or Amari Cooper, Dante McCringleberry, you're going to get me in some trouble, but I'm picking the pizza delivery guy. At least I know he's coming within 30 minutes or less, right? And we don't even know if Amari Cooper is going to show up. Jason Cummings, I see you and I appreciate you. Do I start Lockett or Shepard? Right now, I go Lockett. He has the higher touchdown upside, and he's more involved in that offense from a weekly standpoint. Tyler Lockett is a safe play, in my opinion, and he's somebody who, on any given day, doesn't need to have 8 catches to give you a huge day. He can go out there and get you 3 or 4, 2 big plays. In my opinion, he doesn't need the volume like Shepard does, so give me Tyler Lockett there, especially since there's a chance that Baldwin is limited or out. He could definitely have a huge upside there. Let's see, what else do we got? Nerd, I didn't see anything come in here, Nerd. Let me scroll back up, but it's going so fast. If I miss something, I'll make sure I take care of it, but I didn't see anything. I'm going to sit here and look for it, Nerd, because that's not how I roll. But ask it again, Nerd. Don't just put it here in the normal chat. I'll be looking for your name here. I'll take it a little slower, but it's going so fast I didn't see nothing come by. Either that or shoot me an email. If you shoot me an email, Nerd, with your name and the question, I'll take care of you there. I don't answer start-sit questions in my email normally, but if that happened, hit me up. For sure, I'll take care of you. Let's see. Hang on 1 second. I'm scrolling just to look for it here one more time. I don't like missing people who paid for a question. That's not how I roll. But let's see here. Yeah, Nerd, hit it up back here in the normal chat or email it to me. I'll look it up for you. For some reason, it's going so fast, I can't catch everything here sometimes. Jared King, Elijah McGuire, or Gus. To me, I think Gus is a little bit safer. 100% safer, especially if Alex Collins sits. Fitzgerald or Gordon. Fitz is the safer play. Gordon has the higher upside. So if you like to gamble, you go Gordon. Want to play it safe, then you go Fitz. Absolutely. But I appreciate y'all. Let's see. Now we're getting some people. I missed on Blunt. Well, thanks, Brett Bromberg, for coming into the chat just to tell me that. I appreciate you. A lot of people like to come back just to say, hey, you got this wrong, but I never see people come back and say, hey, you got this right. Let's see. Brady, Jackson, or Winston? Give me Brady. This is for Jerry Fort. Definitely Brady. I can't pass up on Brady right now. I expect that offense to kind of take a step forward here, end of season. Let's see, what else do we have? Uriah Wilmot. Opponent is already up 80 from Thanksgiving in a PPR need who's a better Home run flex, David Moore or Curtis Samuel. At this point, it's Samuel, but I don't know if he's that much of a home run. Give me Samuel, though. What do we got? I'm looking for your name, nerd. I'm trying to follow it as close as I can. Roger Vega, Fournette or Mixon in a standard league? Give me Mixon. I like Mixon a lot this week. 7-1, PPR, pick one. Duke, Gus, Eckler, or Carson? I go Eckler if Gordon sits. If Gordon plays, that becomes a little bit more difficult. If Gordon plays, then my next best choice would have to be, give me Duke in a full PPR. Give me Duke in a full PPR as my next choice. If I had to guess, though, as of right now, I don't think that Melvin Gordon plays, unfortunately. As much as I hate that, I have a few shares of Melvin Gordon, and the last thing I want to have is him sitting here in Week 12. But it's part of it. Let's see. What else do we have? Give me 1 second here. I'm just scrolling through to make sure I don't miss nothing. These chats come so absolutely fast. It's almost impossible to keep up with. So I appreciate y'all's support there. Drake or Gus rest of season? Give me Gus, Eclipse. I like Gus rest of season over Drake. M. St. G. Also Njoku or Herndon? Give me Njoku. And yes, by far, it's cold up here in Maine. I bet it's cold. -11 last night, predicting the Rams and Saints in the NFC, Kansas City, the Chargers, and the AFC Championship games. Absolutely. Those would be great games to watch. Try to put your fireplace on, stay warm up there, and go Njoku. But man, -11. I'd rather kick myself in my man junk than live somewhere where it gets -11. Man, that's rough. DJ Moore or Fitzgerald for Juan Pablo or Abreu Suarez. Hopefully I didn't, butcher that. Let's see. What was your question? DJ Moore or Fitzgerald? Give me Fitzgerald. I think he's a lot safer this week. A lot safer, 100%. 500 people watching and only 114 likes, says Dante McCringleberry. The last person, I've been doing these live shows for a long time. The last person that we want to make mad in this chat is Dante McCringleberry. So please, if he says and asks to do something, it's not coming from me, it's from Dante. Don't make him mad. That's not somebody you want on your bad side. Don't forget to shovel your roof. That's for sure. Gus or Eckler, Kyle Pickram. Gus as of right now. When or if Gordon gets ruled out, then you go Eckler. Ugly Dude saying it's 83 in Hawaii. I want to be in Hawaii. Well, I'm not in Hawaii. That's not fair. Aaron Jones or Sony Michel. Give me Sony Michel, John Flannery. DJ Moore or Golden Tate, Richie Sierra. Right now, I think Tate is a little bit safer, but if it's my own personal team, I'm gambling and I'm going DJ Moore. Eckler or Demaryius Thomas for your flex. Jackie Legs 333. Go Eckler if Gordon sits. Actually, man, it's almost worth going Eckler no matter what. Demaryius Thomas hasn't done a whole lot in Houston. Now, I'm sure he will go off this week because I just said that just for somebody to come back and tell me. Dead Cat Bounce. I come every week and you never answer. Do you see this chat? There's no way I can answer every one of them. Now, your question down below says, please answer, bro. Lamar Jackson or Jameis Winston? 100%, I've said it a few times. I'm not trusting Jameis Winston here in Week 12. The fantasy playoffs are on the line. Heck, for some people, their playoffs start this week. It's crazy in some leagues. I'm not going to trust that on Jameis Winston at all. Ever. Give me Lamar Jackson. And now I answered you, even though you said I never answer you. Joseph Tinker. I think one time, I'm going to pay somebody to count how many messages we get in the chat. That'll be fun. Joseph Tinker, Dalvin Cook, Philip Lindsay, Austin Eckler, Isaiah Crowell, pick 2 in a PPR league. Eckler will be number 1 if Gordon sits. After that, full PPR, Lindsay may be slightly safer. If it were me personally, Dalvin Cook and Eckler would be my choices if Gordon sits. If Gordon plays, I go Cook and Lindsay. Yes. What do we have here? Trying to get a couple different names that we haven't talked about. Make sure everybody's getting their stuff answered. Jay Money, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Josh Gordon or Doug Baldwin at PPR? Give me Josh Gordon this week. Give me Josh Gordon. Zachary Rank, see you and I appreciate you. Mixon or Edelman? Is there any way you can get both of them in there? If not, I don't know if this is a PPR league. I really like Joe Mixon this week a lot, but I think Edelman's going to be one of those very, very safe plays. I try to get both of them in any way possible. If you can't and you have to pick one, if I'm ever torn like this, I go with the running back. Give me Joe Mixon. At least I know he's going to touch the ball about 15 times a game. Eric Hurt, do you start Gore in standard? That's like last case scenario. Hopefully you have a better option. I wouldn't want to start Gore. Gore has a very safe floor. He just doesn't have a huge upside. Absolutely. I hear you, Brent. Mandam's taste good? Okay. Kurt or Russell? So I'm guessing you got Cousins or Wilson is your choice there. I'm going to go Cousins this week. I expect a shootout or an attempted shootout between Minnesota and Green Bay. Sanders or Jarvis? Give me Jarvis. A2Z. Nerd. Trade away James Conner. I see you here. Trade away James Conner for Tyreek. Full PPR. Conner is currently your flex. Thanks. Yes, it is. I see you. I've told you I've been looking for your name. So you're trading away James Conner for Tyreek. In a full PPR, Conner is currently your flex. I get it, and I like the move. Tyreek Hill is great. Just as long as you have some depth at running back, you're fine. If James Conner is like your number 3 and then there's nobody else and that leaves you with just 2 running backs rest of season, that would worry me here just a little bit. But getting Tyreek Hill, as long as you're fine this week, because you won't have him this week, you could be fine. Tyreek's been a monster lately. Dead Lance Cannon. Can't wait to hear Kyle rub Cooper in all the right spots. You're still right about Cooper. Have more turkey on me. Hey, I might just end up doing that. And yes, Kyle will be all over him this week. That's okay, because I was all over it the other week, last week, when he was 3 for 36. So it's only fair. Number 1 stunner in the house. Appreciate you. Got Brait or Doyle in a PPR. Love those tight ends. Hey, awkward, but okay. I know what you mean. I'm reading between the lines there. Brait or Doyle? I still think it's safe to go Jack motherfucking Doyle. I mean, I got to go with Jack Doyle. He's a little safer. I like Brait rest of season. Not too sure whether I love Brait this week, though. Absolutely. And then that's about your tight ends. Talking about your tight ends on the internet to everybody, for everybody to hear. Reisman 151B. You got D-Jack, Lockett, or Gus Edwards in your flex. Personally, if Collins sits, I'm going Gus Edwards. If Collins does play for any reason, even though I don't think he sees a whole lot, if this is a PPR league, Lockett isn't a bad choice. It's between Edwards and Lockett for me. As of right now, though, I'm leaning towards Gus Edwards. Salty Reefer, if Eckler plays, play him over Dalvin. I'm thinking you mean if Gordon sits, and do you play Eckler over Dalvin? And yes, I would if Gordon sits. Dead Cat Bounce. Appreciate you. Sit 1. Michelle White Adams. I played both of them was successful. As of right now, I really don't like to start 2 running backs from the same team. So Michelle and White, I'd really not like to do that. But Josh Adams isn't somebody who's going to go out there and get a full workload. So it's really hard to do that. I gamble here. I do something that I usually don't. Give me Michelle and White. Start both of them over Adams. Even though I think Adams has a great, schedule going forward. He's got a decent opportunity. Until we see him getting more touches each week, I got to lean towards the guys that we know are going to get the work. Michelle and White. All right. Hey, real quick, too, before I don't even know how long I've been going. Oh, wow, it's almost 4:30. I didn't even let it flow yet. We got to let it flow here for a minute. Before I do, though, really quick, make sure you guys are checking in on the. I don't know if you use the YouTube app or whatever it is. They're allowing us to make posts in YouTube now. kind of like you would do on Facebook or Twitter or something like that, I can actually leave a post. And to me, it's way easier than going to 15 different social medias just to put a post in my YouTube. So that way I know close to 27,000 of you all are going to see it. Make sure you're checking that. I put in-game posts, pre-game posts, injury announcements. I throw it all out there. And you guys can leave comments on it. I always can't get to those comments either. I try to as much as possible. But I throw things out there. It's usually under my community tab on my channel. Sometimes, though, if you just open up the YouTube app, if you're subscribed to the channel, it'll show up in your feed right there. Absolutely. So make sure you don't miss out on that. I throw a lot of stuff out there as quickly as I hear it. Sometimes you'll be able to hear about it before it even comes across your phone on some of those big name network apps. Davis Campos, you're in 7th place. Winston and Humphreys, I'm behind in points. Whew. I'm sorry. I mean, the upside is there. You just got to cross your fingers and hope for the best. I'm not overly high on Winston this week, but... all right, who's ready for a little bit of Let It Flow? Anybody? Bueller? All right, we're going to let it flow here in a minute because I thought I was going to be done about 4:30, but now it's almost 4:30 and we haven't let it flow yet. Let's see here. I want to make sure you guys want that first before I just get started in it. Darren Meisinger. Hey, Jake, awesome advice. Thank you. Absolutely appreciate you. Landry or Gordon? To me, Landry is safer. If it's a PPR league, even better. If you want to gamble, go for the home run, go for the huge day, then you go Gordon. Personally, I like Landry a lot this week. Seeing a few comments to letting it flow. McGuire or Henry? Give me McGuire. Jorge. All right. Oh, now they're coming in fast. Josh Adams or Gus the Bus? Give me Gus the Bus. Smoking Spidey, Wentz, Cousins, or Lamar Jackson's? Give me Cousins this week. I expect them to try to go all over the Green Bay Packers. Like Kirk Cousins this week. Landry or DJ Moore? Nan? I'm going Landry. Lockett or Fitzgerald? Give me Fitzgerald, Alex. All right, here comes the helmet. If you're ready to see a grown man put on a child-sized helmet and let it flow till I start to black out, you're in luck. Because that's what we do here. Blazer, 1525, got you in the playoffs already. Golden Tate or Peyton Barber? Give me Golden Tate in a full PPR. I see you, and congratulations. All right. Ready to go, people? All right. How many likes do we have? Do we have 200 likes yet? I need 200 likes. I put the helmet on a little premature without checking the likes. However, I need 162 likes. We need a few more likes. Hit that like button. I'll let it flow. I'll answer a lot of questions in a short amount of time if we can get those likes up. Somebody tell me when we hit 200. 200 is what I need. I really just picked up my water like I was going to take a... That's not going to work. Forget about it. All right. Somebody tell me when we hit 200. I need 200. Got almost 27,000 subscribers in the community and only 160 something likes. Come on, people. Got to refresh it. Don't be laughing at me if you're laughing at me trying to get a drink. I totally forgot about it. All right, we're over 200. Ask and you shall receive, people. Yep, Joe's getting mad. Don't let Joe get mad either. Joe and Dante will do some work. All right, here we go. Sign's got to go on, right? We got to have the Let It Flow sign on. Can't do it without the sign on. Otherwise, it's not a legit Let It Flow. Here we go. Counting it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mac or Dalvin? Give me Mac. 227 likes. Awesome. I appreciate it. Ebron or Brait? Give me Brait. Alshon or Josh Gordon in a standard league? Give me Josh Gordon. Like for the flow. Absolutely. We're flowing right now. Ravens or Jacksonville D? Give me the I like both of them. Give me the Ravens by a hair. Brait or Doyle? Give me Jack motherfucking Doyle. Lewis or Adams? Dion Lewis? If it's Dion Lewis, give me Josh Adams. Wentz or Mayfield? Give me Mayfield. Eckler if Gordon sits, or Mixon. You can't go against Mixon, really. I got to stick with Mixon as of right this second. Jordan Howard or Traquan. Oh, drop Jordan Howard for Traquan Smith. No, don't do that just yet. Ketchup or mustard? More of a ketchup guy, but I do like some mustard. Someone get Jake a straw. Can I get a straw, please? Hilton or Landry? I say Landry is safer, but I love Hilton. I'm going Hilton. Flo, baby, Flo. Alex Collins or John Ross? Give me John Ross, because I'm not starting Alex Collins. Notre Dame or USC? Give me Notre Dame, Joe Camel. We have Devontae Adams or Josh Gordon. Give me Devontae Adams every single week. Eckler or Baldwin? Give me Eckler. Gus or Carson? Give me Gus. Boyd or Larry? Give me Larry. Dalvin or Aaron Jones? Give me Dalvin. Mac, Breida, Aaron Jones, pick 2. Give me Mac and Breida. Boyd or Lockett? Give me Lockett. Landry, Evans, or Dalvin Cook? Pick 2 of them. I got to go with Evans now that Winston is there, and then give me Landry as the second option there in a PPR league. McGuire or Crowell? Give me McGuire. Winston or Mullins? Neither, but if I had to choose, this may be... Nope, I'm going Mullins. Tate or Stills? Give me Tate. Fitz or DJ Moore? Give me Fitz. Edelman or DJ Moore? Give me Edelman. Chubb or Cook? Give me the Chubb. Boyd or Hilton? Give me Hilton. Thanks, Jake. Absolutely, thank you. Gus Edwards or Lamar Miller? Give me Gus Edwards. Eckler or DJ Moore? Eckler if Gordon sits. Rodgers or Mullins? Give me Rodgers. Kiki or MVS? Give me Kiki. Do you love me? Lindsey or Michelle? Give me Lindsey. Kiki or Tate in a standard league? Give me Tate. Jake, you are so awesome. Thank you, Paul. Carson or Cook? Give me Cook. Lockett or Sanders? Give me Sanders. Eckler or Moore? Eckler if Gordon sits. Yay, Brody. Alshon or Boyd? Give me Alshon. Jeffrey or Boyd? Same question. This time I'm going to go with Jeffrey, even though it's the same player as Alshon. Give him the Chubb. Be careful, Dante. Chest or backside? What? Anyway, moving on. MVS or DJ Moore? Give me DJ Moore. MVS or McGuire? Give me MVS by a slight hair. Hit the like button, somebody said. Njoku or McDonald? I almost said McDonald's. I don't know why. Don't even really care for it. But give me Njoku. Gus Edwards or Philip Lindsay? Give me Philip Lindsay. Wake Forest in the house. Absolutely. Representing North Carolina. I'm not going to do that one, Brian. You got me last time. Span. Okay? Sure. Now breathe, brother. I'm trying MYKL, but I can't really breathe. It's squishing my head. Mac or Breida? Give me Mac. Rodgers or Jackson? Give me Rodgers. Cook or Sony? Give me Cook. Ha ha ha. LMAO. Josh Gordon or MVS? Give me Gordon. MVS or Baldwin? Give me MVS. Sanders, Lewis, or Boyd? Give me Sanders. Boyd or Landry? Give me Landry. McGuire, Landry, or Gus? Going with Landry. Hit the like button still. Njoku or Brait? Give me Njoku. MVS or Boyd? Give me MVS. I know it's going way fast. White or Michelle? Give me White. Dalvin Cook or Sony? It's a toss-up, but I'm going with Sony by a hair. Landry or Boyd in standard? Give me Landry. MVS or Lockett? Give me Lockett. Boyd or Landry? Boyd or Laundry? I'm never choosing Laundry. I hate Laundry. Jones or Cook? I'm trying to figure out which Jones you're talking about, but my mind went blank. Demi Lovato or Demi Lovato? Matt Galloway. I'm going to go with Demi Lovato for you, my friend. Steelers defense or Bengals defense? I'm going with the Steelers if I had to choose between those two. McGuire or Gore? Give me McGuire. Eckler or Doyle? Give me Eckler. David Johnson or Leonard Fournette? Give me David Johnson. Dante agrees with you, Mac. Sutton or Fitz? Give me Fitz. Allen or Alshon? Give me Allen. Lindsey or Cook? Give me. Depends if it's PPR or standard, but give me Lindsey by a hair if it's a PPR. Creative Chaos. What's going on? AZ stand up in the house. Down 70 after Thursday Night Football. My apologies. Set my lineup. Okay, I'm going to try. My left eye is going blurry. Mahomes is on a bye. That stinks. You got Lamar Jackson, Melvin Gordon, who may be injured, Connor, Chubb, Crowell, Royce, Edelman, OBJ, Baldwin, Flash, Sutton. Need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. All right, so you have Lamar Jackson. As of right now, for your 2 running backs, I'm going Connor and Chubb because I don't think Gordon plays. For your wide receivers, OBJ and Edelman. For your flex play, Your flex as of right now is going to be Josh Gordon. Even though I don't like to have too many guys from the Patriots, as of right now, Flash would be my flex. Thank you very much, Creative Chaos. I really appreciate your support. Hopefully that helps you. My left eye is going up. We got 5 questions left. Chubb or Fournette? Give me Chubb. Panthers or Colts D? Give me the Colts D. Sutton or MVS? That's a toss-up, Brian. Personally, I go MVS and hope for a rebound. Fournette or Aaron Jones? Give me Fournette. Guns N' Roses or Nirvana? Nirvana is like my age group. Give me Nirvana there. And there's my... Whew. Whew. That was an extra long let it flow right there. Whew. Man, now I can get a drink. Brother don't need no straw no more. That's what I'm talking about. I can't feel my face. That was awesome. Had a lot of fun with that one. You guys have fun with that one? If you had fun, hit the like button for me. That's the only thing I really ask for is hitting that like button. And Creative Chaos, going back to you. Stan AZ in the house. For all of you guys who don't know, I was born and raised in Arizona. And I remember talking to Creative Chaos way back in the day. I mean, this was like months ago maybe. I think we talked about Filiberto's Arizona burritos, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's the case, I could really go for one of those right now. Anybody had an Arizona burrito from Filiberto's in Arizona? If you have, congratulations, because they're amazing. Absolutely. All right. How are we doing out there on time and likes? Thanks, Paul. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody's support. I really do. Like I said, it was a rough Thanksgiving evening. Your boy was sitting here kind of pondering, life choices here for a while, but it's all good. I enjoy getting on here. It'll be over next week. Everybody will forget about it. I'm still going to have fun. We ain't going nowhere. This community is staying strong. It's going to continue to grow. We're going to have fun with it. We're bringing the fun back to fantasy football because there's a lot of places out there that are just boring, to be completely honest. And we're away from that boring stuff. I'm sick of boring fantasy football shows. I'm sure you guys are sick of boring fantasy football shows. And another thing real quick, I've kind of changed the format here majority of the season to where I break down every single game instead of just picking 3 receivers and 3 running backs that may not even affect your guys' your rosters. And I'm not going to sit there and make you watch a 30-minute video to not hear about players on your team. However, on the other side of that, no, not that type of life choices, Dante. On the other side of that, I also have a lot more opportunity for missing things. I appreciate you, Hunter Gross. Hunter Goss. I see you out there. I appreciate you. I have a lot more opportunities to miss things than a lot of people do in a lot of other shows. If you're only picking a handful of names, it's a lot easier to pick out the studs. I'm trying to hit on every show. So, absolutely, it's a little bit difficult, but I enjoy it. That's what you guys wanted. You're right, Creative. I'm almost 100% sure that Amari Cooper disliked this video, and that's fine. If he did, that just means he's watching to begin with, and now all the Cowboys fans who were so mad at me this past week for not liking Amari Cooper, they can now thank me because if it wasn't for me dogging on it, maybe he wouldn't have had that game. I mean, I changed my sign to say Amari Pooper. Who does that? I do that. That's right. That's right. Nobody else does that kind of stuff. Whoever dislikes can go suck on a tight end. Grant, got to keep it family rated in here. I'm seeing a lot of Arizona burritos up in here. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't had an Arizona burrito in like a year. Not that I need another burrito, but if I wanted a burrito, that would be where I would go. Beer bloggers, appreciate you. Gus Edwards or Josh Adams, does Melvin Gordon play? Right now, I'm going Gus Edwards there to answer your question. And does Melvin Gordon play? As of right now, I don't think he does. As much as I hate to say that, I don't think he does. They really don't need him to play this week. They're playing for a lot more this year, are the Chargers. Do they really need Melvin Gordon to beat the Arizona Cardinals? Probably not. So I think he sits. Joe Camel, thanks for all you do. Great show today. Never mind the haters. Absolutely, Joe. We're here to have fun. I'm here for all the supporters. All the haters can, Hunter Goss, I see you. I appreciate you again. Evans and Sanders are your number 1 and number 2. Decent. Should I start MVS, Tate, or Corey Davis as your number 3? If I had to pick one of those 3, I go Golden Tate as your number 3. He should at least see some volume, which makes him a little bit safer. Corey Davis without Marcus Mariota, more than likely, kind of gives that that big, huge question mark. Give me Golden Tate as the next safe play for your number 3. Appreciate you, ugly dude. Dante, need 2. Connor, Fournette, White, Ingram, Mack. So you have 2 of them and a lot of options. All right, so I'm guessing you didn't go Ingram already. I mean, is it Connor, Fournette, White, or Mack? And you have to sit 2 of these guys? Wow, that is tough. I mean, I go with James White and James Conner. I go double James on him. I mean, that's a rough one. It's hard to sit any one of those guys, but I'm going double James. Land Destroy, hi from Tucson. What's going on? I've been to Tucson quite a few times. Deer Meat, Dustin Owens. No thanks. I'd rather have some turkey this time of year. Njoku or Ingram in a half-point PPR for Kyle. I'm going Njoku by a hair. I appreciate you, Mike Duty. Do you start Cam or Russell Wilson, Hunter Sullivan? I mean, I'm going to lean a little bit closer to Russell Wilson this week. Constantino, I need a smoke machine for Let It Flow. That may be a great idea. Let me add that one to the list. Smoke machine. Smoke machine. That's on the list. I like that idea. Is Eli a good play, Brian? Is Eli ever a good play? I don't think he is. He has the potential. I remember talking about this in the preseason, and maybe you guys who've been around since then remember. How can you have a top 10 running back, a top 10 wide receiver, and a top 10 tight end and not be a highly productive quarterback? Well, Eli Manning is showing you how to do that. He has the ability. He has the weapons. He just hasn't been able to put it together multiple weeks. He always has that upsize, though. Jose Maldonado, what's up, Jake? First time. If Green's out, who should I start? I don't know who else you have, but don't start Green because I'm pretty sure he's going to be out. Connor or Breida? Hard to go against Connor. I think Breida may be slightly safer, but I would go Connor. Kiki is healthy now. For now, wait about 10 minutes and he'll pop back up on an injury report again. Can I leave an empty roster spot? I don't want to drop anybody. You can. Oh, you mean like in your lineup? So I wouldn't leave it. I don't like doing that at all. I want to make sure I always have my roster filled, at least my starting lineup filled out. You don't have to, but I would recommend that you do. Kalafa Kingston, sup Jake? Happy holidays. Same to you, my friend. I appreciate you. Cousins or Mayfield? I like both a lot this week. Like both a lot. I think that Mayfield may be slightly safer. The safer option if you don't want to gamble. But I do think that there's a chance that this Minnesota-Green Bay game kind of turns into a shootout, and Kirk Cousins could have himself one of those earlier season games when we saw him, Thielen, and Diggs put up monstrous numbers. It's just more of a gamble. Like I said, it just depends if you want to play it safe or gamble a little bit. Goodwin or MVS? Give me MVS. Cole, please help. Boyd or Josh Gordon? I'm going Josh Gordon this week, coming off a bye week. Is Randall Cobb worth a stash? As long as you don't drop anybody of value. The problem is the guy just can't stay healthy. Chris Bailey, pick 2 full PPR. Chubb, Mack, Jones, and White. Only 2. I'm going Chubb and White. Chubb and White. Give me those 2. Adams, Landry, or Josh Gordon in your flex for Justin. I think it was. Is that who it was? Adams, Landry. That's for Breck C. Adams, Landry, or Josh Gordon. I'm going Landry in a full PPR. Gavin, Saquon Barkley or Alvin Kamara? Nice try. Alvin Kamara already played this week. But, I think as of right now, Saquon's getting close to passing him in the rankings. Diggs. Absolutely. All right, a couple more questions, guys, and I got to get out of here. I got family to hang out with before I go back to work tomorrow. We got Wentz or Cousins. Give me Cousins. Mullins or Wilson for Shane Howard. I'm going Wilson there. I think Mullins has a better game this week than he had before the bye week, but I'm still going with Wilson. This point in the year, it's hard to not start your studs. Robert, Kiki or Crowell or Jared Cook? Give me Kiki right there. Flex standard scoring. If Melvin is out, yeah, Kiki is the only one that I would like to start out of those options. Brait or Doyle? Can somebody tell him who my answer is going to be? Somebody tell Jerome, what do we answer when Doyle is a part of a question? Let me see if somebody hit the nickname. Who can hit the nickname first? Shout you out if you hit the nickname first on Mr. Doyle. Chris Carson or Josh Adams? Give me Chris Carson, Ashley. White or Michelle? I can't go away from White yet. He's still a must-start top 10 back in PPR leagues. Chubb or Michelle? Chubb is almost an absolute must-start every single week going forward. Sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie? My kind of question, Donna. And give me some sweet potato pie. There it is. I told you I'd shout you out. The first person to show up with it. It was kind of tied. And it blocked some of you because you used the real words. But we got JXHE17, Jack Motherfucking Doyle. And then it was pretty much tied there with Brian Trippimer and What's G123. You guys are all right there simultaneously. It blocked some of you guys because you used the real words. But hey, I really appreciate you guys. I really hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I will be live on the RotoBaller channel tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern, answering more start questions. Me and Kyle talked. We pretty much said that we need to take away some of the fluff in that show and just really focus on the questions. That's what we're going to start doing going forward. A lot more question and answers. We will have last-minute injury updates, weather updates, so you don't want to miss that stuff either. But really, I really appreciate you guys. Like I said, it was a rough week here for a rough weekend here for a couple of days. It was tough sitting there getting blown up on Thanksgiving evening, but hey, it's part of it. I really appreciate you, and I know who's out there supporting, and I know who the haters are. And starting next week, we'll move on and be past it. But I really appreciate your support. It's been a lot of fun this season. We're not over yet. We have playoffs to go. We got some fantasy championships to win. We're not giving up just yet. Just because we're in week 12 and the fantasy seasons are starting to wind down, we're still going to have a lot of fun, and that's what we're doing. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we're bringing fun to fantasy football. We're sick of the boring old stuff that was all over the place. You guys can go everybody can have, the haters can have all that monotone, boring, 3 running backs at a time start stuff. We don't do that over here. We're here to have some fun. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to, help you guys get yourself involved in this channel. Not my channel, not just me. It's not the fantasy headliner. It's plural. It's all of us. It's all of us included. We're all a part of a community together. It's not just me. I really appreciate the guys who have supported with me and stuck with me throughout the season. I won't forget you, and I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Once again, very thankful for all of you guys here on a Thanksgiving weekend. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button for the RotoBaller channel. You don't want to miss it. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time, taking you up till kickoff. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks.